Alright, let's see if we can get this thing fixed. So I don't have the right size fan, but I have these two right here, and they don't have connectors on them, so they're going to probably be the best candidates. And I think they could probably fit in like that. So this is the cheesiest one I've ever run across, but these are good for running like whatever. So I use something like this to run my diesel heater. Let's go open it up. Oh, and by the way, I did look up what it costs for a 6015 fan on Amazon, and it's just not even worth it when you can, I think, literally buy one of these for like $20, the whole power supply. And they want like $9 for a fan. Like, I don't think so. Alright, so this is basically what it is. We're going to see if we can just mount one of these things up in here real easy, and should be good to go. The way these ones work is they fail, and the fan like hangs there, but as you can see, there ain't nothing there, and they snap off right here. I actually tried to glue it, believe it or not, but anyway, yeah, so it's just junk. Boy, the damn lighter really just turns these things nasty. I guess it was why people use a heat gun. Anyway, we'll plug this in here and it should be good to go. Just got to get the fan to fit into this thing. I did take a drill bit and kind of kick it over this way and that way so I can get it fairly centered. So we're good to go on that. Just drop it in there, it should be done. Alright, see, this thing is so flimsy, you can see it's kind of was bent, but it was cheap enough. Like, I don't know, I think they're at least $20. This is I've had another one that looks the same, but it's thicker. So it's a model S360 12. It's basically 360 watts equals 30 amp. And it is a 2025. You can always tell they do have a date on them. Normally it's either on here or a tag. I removed it because I had to open it. Let's look them up on the internet real quick. So see right here, $21, $19, $26. You see the little tag right there? They usually have that tag on them. They're not all the same, as you can tell. This one's really, really thin. So some of these are better than others. You have ones like this too that are they come with like jumper cables or something. They put a thing on the back. Well, they don't normally come with that. You gotta wire up your own stuff. It's kind of cool. You actually don't see these kind anymore. I haven't seen them in a while. But anyway, 16 bucks. Jeez, that's probably what I got here, because this thing is flimsy. I have a 50 amp one, and it is really thick metal. But so if you're in a pinch for ham radio, I don't know if I would run one of these on a ham radio or not, because if these things blow up, they're going to take your radio out. Because what happens is they usually they'll usually, well, not these kind, but some of the other ones. MFJ had a couple that were very dangerous. They usually have like 30 or 40 volts that they switch on and off to make it 12 volts. So if part of it fails, it can dump like 30 or 40 volts into your radio, and that's the end of it. But anyway, I personally would never run one of these on an HF radio that I cared about. I would only run it on some CB radio or some other 12 volt device that doesn't really care. Like I run it on my my diesel heater, but I would never trust one of these things on something worth $500. That's just me. I would spend $100 or more and get a real power supply. I just run an Astron 35, and I run Samlex power supplies, and The Samlexes aren't super cheap anymore, but I think they're under 200 bucks. And they do have failures now and then, but they don't take your radio out when they fail. So these, I don't know if they're really that safe. If you've got any stories about one of these, let me know. I had a friend, he watches the channel, Steve. He bought a power supply, I think off eBay or something. It was a linear power supply though, and it cooked his radio, but he didn't know it was the power supply really for sure. And I got the power supply, and sure enough, that thing was putting out like 37 volts, and it was because the regulator had no protection on it when it failed. So the primary had 37 volts on it. I mean the secondary. There's another guy, Kevin, who actually coincidentally had the same radio that Steve had, and he had an MFJ switching power supply, like the 45 amp one, and he cooked his Yaesu 450D 2 different times before he realized what was going on. And then he sent back the power supply and got it fixed, and then I don't know what he did, but anyway. So you got to be careful, guys.